Hello and welcome to a new video. In today's video, we're going to take a look at the new Centiskorch. This Pokemon got released today with the Bug Out event. And honestly, it looks amazing. Like, look at this thing. As you can see here, I have one that was level 1 first. Now we're going to have it all the way up to where we need to have it. And also I used another LilyTM in order to get the correct moveset. Because I used like 4 TMs to, switch between the move Bug Buzz and I think Heat Wave. So that was great. It has 4 different charge moves. Yeah, 4 different charge moves. And yeah, of course, if you double move it already, it's only 3 different ones that you can swap in between. And I never got lunch in like 4 or 5 TMs. I did a lot of raids and then I was like, do I buy a box in the shop that cost like I think 100 euro, or do I just use an Elite TM? And so we used the Elite TM to get lunch on this Pokemon. But while it's not a legacy move, to be fair, at least we have a very good one here. And this is the thing as well. Centiskorch, or like the pre-evolution Sizzlipede, is not going to spawn in the wild. Unless you use a lure, which I actually didn't see the first time this Pokemon got announced that this was a thing. But yeah, I went out and put on, I think, 12 lures to try to get this Pokemon. I think I caught a total of 10. So it is quite rare in them as well. But I would assume that if you use like 1 or 2 of them, you're most likely going to be able to get at least the encounter for it, which is cool. Otherwise, this Pokemon is going to spawn here, by the way, against Arceus Aurelius, the regional winner, caster as well for Play Pokemon. Very cool, especially as we got Hardwall in the lead and we're running our Centiskorch here. But yeah, basically you're going to have 2 other options to get this Pokemon as well, which is going to be, okay, actually 3 other options. One option is the paid research, which I bought because I thought it was the only way of getting one for Great League level, because the other next option would be raids, which you can do as well, but then it's too high to get it for the Great League. And then there is the option actually to get it through just normal quests. You can get it definitely for free to play here as well. If you want to have good PvP IVs though, the only way of getting this Pokemon with good PvP IVs are, other than trading of course, using lures. And here at least I got, I think actually 2 with good IVs, 1 for Ultra League, 1 for Great League. So very happy with it. I'm not going to do any more of them. But yeah, you're going to take a look here. We get the battle. We actually were able to get ourselves in an okay position. Okay, not really, but we got to see here that they're going to have the Centiskorch in the back, which is going to be okay for us. Because they're going to be able to resist the fast move, and we should be able to outspeed them for the final charge move there as well. And this is looking actually quite okay for us still, even though we got completely hard-rolled in the beginning, because what we will see here is that they make a big mistake here, to be fair. Like, I don't know why they did this mistake. They should have most likely never let the move go through there. Like, if they just knocked us out, I think they would have been in a way better spot than what they are in right now, because now I can still go for another charge move. They're now low enough, and I'm fully aware that I'm not definitely going to be able to survive this move here. Like, I do know that Scorching Sand is not going to be enough from this one, does around 50%. And yeah, we're going to be able to win this battle here, even though we got Hardwall in the lead. Don't know really how, but good games there for sure. And we got to see actually quite a lot of well-known names again. Also, the one opponent that I have basically in every video recently, so shoutouts to you as well there. I still don't know which ranking he had. I think it was the second place or the second to last regional, but I'm not too sure. But we're gonna see that battle most likely later on. I just find it hilarious because it comes up so many times recently. Anyway, we're going to see here for Relegator in the lead. And here's one thing that I have to say as well. I did make a big mistake. I hope that this is in there as well. I did quite a few battles with this team because I actually had a lot of fun with it as well. I forgot that that the discharge got changed this season. As you can see here, which I never really realized to be fair, is that the Mud Bomb and the discharge have the same pacing now. That wasn't always the case. Back in the day, it was basically that if you go for the Mud Bomb, you're going to have the cheaper move. I just completely forgot about this change. And this is going to be actually quite impactful in 1 or 2 battles, because I went the entire time for Mud Bomb, even though the discharge would have been super effective, the better move, but just because it's cheaper, but it's actually not cheaper anymore. So yeah, that was a bit of a silly thing for me. We see a Swalot. Swalot has access to the move, Ice Beam, and so I am a bit careful towards that one, and I hope that I can go for 2 Mud Bombs. Please survive. I need to survive this. I'm fairly certain I do. I do survive this one. I know it's super effective. But I also know that Swalot is not the highest attacking Pokemon, and that Ice Beam is non-stab. And so we're going to be able to go for 2 Mud Bombs. Going to be able to get the shield. And hi, we have Centiskorch. And Centiskorch is honestly stat-wise, not the worst Pokemon at all. Like, we can easily tank a Sludge here, we can still go for another move, we can knock them out here, they decide to forfeit anyway, and we can move on to the next opponent. This, by the way, is one of the worst Pokemon that I can imagine to battle with the Dunsparce. For the team, by the way, I actually really enjoy this team because I feel like the synergy was really nice here between the Stunfisk as well as the Centiskorch and also the low kicks. I really think this is a fun team to run. Is it a perfect team? No. Here, by the way, the opponent should have never got the free fast move in there. Like, I went for one fast move, but the game lagged, and they gave them a free rollout. And this is very likely going to be very impactful for the battle, which is something that you maybe don't really expect right now. But we have here a little bit more lag as well, but it doesn't really matter, luckily. But it's actually going to be quite impactful. Here, by the way, it's the correct play to always go for Mud Bomb in neutral scenarios for no matter which move it is going to be. Like, Mud Bomb does 5 more damage, I think. Here, they would have never got to the move. They would have never got to the move. I didn't need to use a shield there then, and I would have very likely been able to now sweep the game with the low kicks. Now I'm a shield down, which I didn't want to be. I have the Marowak, which I would have been able to win in a 2-shield scenario, most likely because of the extra damage that I'm going to be able to get here through the Trailblaze. But here I didn't actually know that I would have been able to get to the Trailblaze at the same time. I guess wrong move by me with the extra, unless I would catch the move, which I would try to do. Like, after one of the fast move, but I didn't expect that the opponent would go straight for it. And now it's down to Centiskorch to win this battle. Can I go for the farm down in time? Of course, rock moves are double super effective against us. We have to keep this in mind. They have the Superior in the back. And we see here that Centiskorch is going to be able to go for the lunge. We are going to be able to get the attack drop onto them. And with that, we will survive the aerial ace against the opponent, which is going to be very nice, as we can go for the full farm down and we can win the battle. And you see already that this team, or like this Pokemon itself, is actually not that bad. Here's one thing, this Pokemon is going to be 20 times better if it gets a better fast move. As soon as this thing gets Incinerate, I actually would assume that this is going to be a very valuable Pokemon for the Go Battle League, because it's going to be able to also, like, for example, resist Fire type moves, which is one of the most common type of moves that you see in the current meta. While being a bug type is usually quite bad, I think in the current meta it actually could work out quite well. Then you have the weakness of bug typing being ghost types, because you cannot hit them for neutral damage or something like this with your bug type moves. You're going to have coverage with the either fire type charge move maybe that you're going to have in the future, because Heat Wave is not really it. Or of course Crunch, which it already learned. So I do honestly think this Pokemon would have a lot of play if it would get Incinerate. I hope it learns Incinerate. But there's also a signature move that it could learn. I think it is a signature move, which is called Fire Lash. No, it's actually the signature move of Slazzle, but this Pokemon also learns it. Would be a new move that needed to be added, but it would be kind of cool. Fire Spin as a fast move would be also already better than the Ember, of course, but only a tiny bit. I'm just looking here real quick through stuff that it could learn. Mystical Fire it can learn, which would be kind of cool as well. Here, by the way, I messed up the battle. Show went for the extra instead of trying to go for the Trailblaze, and I would have won the battle, but I didn't, and that was my own mistake. I just tried to play it smart in terms of the damage that I could get against them, but at the end of the day, they just went for the better play themselves. Another move, by the way, that I would like to see in the game would be Flare Blitz and Heat Crash, which both learns. Heat Crash would be something cool as well for something Ember or something like this, but yeah, Flare Blitz would be one of the moves that I would really like to see. It's a Brave Bird clone basically for Fire-type Pokemon, which I feel like would be so cool to have there. But yeah, I think this Pokemon has a lot of potential. Would also learn Rollout, by the way, which would be a cool fast move for it. Scorching Sands, a lot of things that this Pokemon could have in the future. And this is going to be something that I hope this Pokemon going to have like a good future, because I think it has actually good potential. So definitely something I would recommend you to at least get here, Centiskorch. There are most likely going to be events though in the future, until it's going to be better or whatever, where you're going to be able to get it in an easier way. Like, I don't think it is worth it currently, at least, to invest the money to get the lures, unless you are a content creator that tries to get the content out. Sorry, by the way, that this video is a bit late, a bit out of a busy morning there, but yeah, basically, this is going to be something that you might need in the future, and that is already a lot for me, at least for a Pokemon that is just getting released. Like, a lot of times Pokemon are like quite bad when they get released, and like they never really get better. But I do think that Centiskorch honestly has a lot of potential, and eventually it's gonna get their Gigantamax form as well, which is gonna be fun. But yeah, this Pokemon again, going to be very cool. I'm excited for the future for this Pokemon. I think there has a lot that Niantic could do with it. Yeah, we're going to see the Annihilate, where we have Bug-type Pokemon in the back. Of course, I would have had the one Pokemon that would be able to resist fighting types moves here with the other one. But here I thought I would have a bit more pressure. Turns out I don't think I really had the pressure. I should have most likely played it a bit differently. But I can at least realign. I'm a shield down. But in comes the Zoomerl. If I can get to 2 Trailblazers here, that would be actually really, really good. Let's see if this is going to work out for us. Yes, we can get to 2 Trailblazers. This is really nice for us because, yeah, we need to kind of get rid of this Pokemon for our Fire type. Like, Centiskorch cannot hit this Pokemon at all. Like, look at the moveset. We have Crunch, we have Lunge, we have Ember. All of them are resisted. But we also still have our Stunfisk. And we have here the super effective Discharge. This is going to allow us to get them kind of low. And again, here, I go for the Mud Bomb for no reason. Because I thought it was cheaper. It is not cheaper. It is the same style there now. We have Lapras here in the back. And again, even if we had Fire Spin, I think we maybe had a chance. Nah, not even there. Like, they're just clearly outspeeding us, sadly. They have super effective moves. We're going to be able to debuff them. But I don't think we have enough health to survive a Sparkling area, which is Stab, which is super effective. Even a debuff, I think it is fair that we're going to go down from this one. And so, yeah, this might be a bit of a weakness for this Pokemon. But can we still go for a Discharge? We can. Is it going to be enough? Absolutely not. I wasn't expecting it to be enough. Here, this, by the way, against Icelandic Lapras, who also won a regional this season and who are battled in Dortmund and who knocked me out in Dortmund. How could you? No, seriously, it was a lot of fun playing against you as well there. But yeah, we're going to see here the Guzzlord. I can catch the move. Brutal Swing, caught. Great for me, isn't it? Guzzlord is a bit of a problem for this team because you don't have the energy generation they need on the Centiskorch in order to go for the bug type moves in time. Your lead kind of struggles a bit. I guess Guzzlord against the Stunfisk is kind of neutral, but I could use a shield and try to get rid of this Pokemon, which I will, or get the final shield. I feel like maybe that's going to work out great for us, but it depends on what they have in the back. If they have a Credillia in the back, for example, this game is already over, because Centiskorch would go down to like a Rock Tomb, and the Stunfisk goes down to a Grass Knot. Ah yeah, great. Goodbye there. There's nothing I can do here. And here we have him again for the 3rd time in, I think, like 3 days now. Same player. But I think it was the same team as well. But to be fair, I never remember your team, so it doesn't really help. I know that you have Crunch, so I think I remember this one. But I was able to catch the move here, which is great, because now we can still go for an Exeter. And if they want to go for another charge move here, so be it. They actually want to swap out here, and that is cool for me. That is actually not that bad, because I have the Mud Bombs. I get them low. I should be able to get something out of here, right? Like, we can go for a Mud Bomb here. Maybe I could catch a move here. Oh, yes, we can. And so we caught a Crunch and we caught an Ice Beam. Both resisted all our Bug-type boys in the back, which is going to be lovely, as we're going to use a shield here now because we have some energy advantage now. A Sludge doing quite a bit more damage than a Resist Ice Beam. And was a great decision, because there's going to be that Drapion in the back, or Drapion, as we're going to be able to get the attack drop onto them. The Ember is going to completely burn them down. And the Awkward Heal is going to be great, but it's only great if it hits the actual target. Here, of course, it's going to be super effective against both of our Pokemon, but here it is way less detrimental, as we can go for the full farm down. And now they have a shield left. They still have quite a lot of health on this Pokemon left as well, but does it really help them? I don't really think so, because Mud Bomb spam is real. And in this case, I guess I didn't go for the wrong move here with the Stunfisk, but we see them getting to a move here. They can still catch move on the next Pokemon, but they completely, yeah, just sacrifice it to give me energy, which I like. And this is going to be it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Centiskorch, I would actually get this Pokemon. I think it's a fun Pokemon to have, and it could be really good in the future. So I'll see you then. Bye-bye.